Hi everyone, this is Jen, Director of Christian Education at First United Methodist Church. And during this time where we are distanced from each other, I am hoping to bring some friendly faces, members of our congregation, to our social media channels. And I have someone here who is willing to join me today. So tell us your name, friend.
Hi, I'm Leigha Groves.
And what service do you usually attend at our church?
It depends. It depends on how early I can get my family out of the house. We shoot for the 9:30, but sometimes we end up at the 11:00.
And Leigha, what would your normal schedule look like if we weren't in this COVID-19 crisis?
Well, I'm in the Navy, and so generally I get up pretty early and I try to work out. I've been going to Orange Theory since January, and so I would usually try to do the 5 o'clock workout at Orange Theory. Then I'd come back and get ready and get my daughter ready for daycare and drop her off and try to be at work by 7:30 or so downtown on Naval Base San Diego. And then I would work all day and pick my daughter up on the way home, and then we would have family dinner together and get the kids ready for bed, and that was kind of the normal.
All right. So obviously that's changed a lot. What has kept you going during this crazy, unprecedented time?
Well, my faith, of course, and honestly, I think that what keeps me going are my kids. I think it's kind of a blessing to be able to spend so much time with them. I mean, they sometimes spend about 10 hours a day at daycare and preschool, respectively. And so now just trying to create a new routine for them and to kind of to learn what their routines are in the day, during the day when I don't normally see them. I think that's kept me going. In our nightly walks, we try to get them out of the house. They have a lot of cabin fever, as you can imagine. I have a 3-year-old and an 11-month-old, and so we try to take a nightly walk around the neighborhood, and that just kind of bookends our day. Getting up in the morning and breakfast, and then we try to work from home, and then at night we take a walk and get them ready for bed.
What has surprised you during this time? What's given you hope?
What has given me hope is seeing a lot of people really step up with acts of kindness, and just a lot of focus on the interactions I have with my coworkers, which are now all basically virtual, and then seeing people online, just recognize that these are really trying times and trying to lend support to other people, and recognizing that when your reserves may be totally depleted, somebody else may recognize that, and they may be at a place where they're stronger and they're able to help you, and then the next day maybe you're the one who's in a stronger position, and you're able to help them. And I think that has surprised me. I think I've seen more of the good in people come out than the bad, and that's been a pleasant surprise.
I noticed that when we go on family walks, everyone's saying hi and waving to each other and giving a thumbs up. And I think that that's just one way that we're connecting, right? Where otherwise we'd be rushing from one thing to the other, or not even going on family walks at all.
Absolutely. I feel like the whole neighborhood's out, and we're so blessed to live in a place with great weather. I mean, we've had some rain the last couple of weeks, but mostly it's been sunny, and it's pleasant sitting outside in our really tiny backyard. And I think it would be really different. Like, my in-laws live in Idaho, and it's been sleeting there and even snowing up in northern Idaho. And I can't imagine how dreary it would seem if you were stuck at home and you couldn't even go out into your backyard or go take a walk or whatever.
Absolutely. The sun is shining right now as we're speaking. So it is
beautiful day. I almost went outside, but it was actually too much glare.
Definitely a blessing weather-wise. So what's one thing you'd like to share with our church family, our congregation at this time?
Well, I'm really proud to be the member of a church that was so proactive about this. And I think that's such a blessing, where we don't feel obligated to go to, physical services, that Pastor Brian and the rest of the team are coming into our houses every Sunday on YouTube, and then daily emails, and life groups that are able to meet virtually. And I really appreciate a church that has created that environment to where you don't have to physically be in the building to still feel connected.
Definitely, absolutely.
So thank you all for being part of that church. Yeah, that's and to everybody that that watches this, everybody has created that environment.
Thanks for sharing that. So anything you'd like to lift up in prayer? Any other joys you'd like to share?
Well, I personally, I put an extra prayer in every night for my mom and my brother, who are both have lung disorders, and so I pray for them. I lift them up in prayer, and I pray for myself, because I have to let them go and let them be adults and make their own decisions, and that's hard. It's hard when you can't just get in the car and go and tell somebody what you think they need to be doing to keep themselves safe. So I lift myself up in prayer as well. As far as joys, to the extent people are able, this is kind of a blessing in disguise, in the sense that, like you said, we are taking family walks, and I recognize that there are a lot of people that don't have, that have lost their jobs and are immunocompromised. I realize that this has to be 100 times scarier for them. But for me personally, I think about, every day that I get to spend with my family, and I know I'm going to be deploying, or I'm going to be moving to a ship in a couple of months that will deploy. And I just try to savor every minute that I have right now, because it's just not guaranteed in the future. So that's a joy that I share.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Leigha, and we hope that everyone has a wonderful afternoon, and we'll see you at the next Gen Talks. Bye.
Can I share one more thing?
Yeah, yes, please.
I just want to say, I think you look lovely, and I wanted it to be as authentic as possible, as far as what I look like every day. No makeup or anything. So
on many other calls.
Congregation knows that.
Thank you, Leigha. All right, bye everyone.
Bye.